Speaking of cool, how about this? Of course, Scott Passmore's so cool, but the world's fastest woman is pretty cool too, and she's here in the Valley this weekend.
She's very cool. She's a pilot, she's a model, she does off-road, the Baja 1000, she's raced cars, but she's also very fast on a motorcycle. In fact, the fastest. She's gone 246.46 miles an hour. Leslie Porterfield is here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, to me, that kind of sounds fun and it kind of sounds really crazy.
Well, it is both. It is both. That's what's appealing about it. But I've got the fastest record in the world, and I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records now, and it's something that I thoroughly enjoy.
I think we're looking at some video. It sounds like it's of you riding. What is that like, first of all? Going that fast. I mean, I've got over 100, and that's pretty fast, but I can't even imagine.
Oh, it's quite a rush. It's amazing how much is going on and how long you have to stay at top speed. For Bonneville, it's you have to average that top speed for 2 miles on 2 separate runs. So it's a long time to be wide open. It's a wild ride, and it's something that I absolutely love.
You set one of the records on a Hayabusa, and then your other one on a Honda CBR 1000, which you're riding now. That sounds very dangerous too, because when you get to those kinds of speeds, you got wind doing all sorts of things to you.
Yes, that's true. I've actually come off the bike once, and I don't recommend that. But when you do successfully break a big world record like that, it's well worth all the trials.
I just think it's so cool that you do that, because I like it when women ride. And so what's your next goal? Because the top speed for men or women is just a few miles an hour over that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty darn close to the top world record, so I'd love to get that. I'd love to be the fastest person in the world on a motorcycle.
How do you even start? I saw that you started when you were 16 riding bikes. Why go the fastest, and how do you even start doing something like that?
I guess it's my competitive nature and a little bit of craziness, but it's something that I've always seen Bonneville in the books and read about it in magazines. There's so much history and speed there. So I decided that would be my next adventure, and I've just fallen in love with it.
Well, continued success. Be safe. She is going to be here tomorrow at Buddy Stubbs from, noon to 3? 11 to 3. So come on down, meet Leslie, pick up a magazine, and have her autograph it, and talk to her about how fast you've gone. You know, you're 100 or you're 90 or whatever, and it will pale by comparison. But anyway, continued success, and we will be right back on Good Morning Arizona.
So I think motorcycling's for everyone, and I think more and more women are buying motorcycles, and I think it's a great trend. I started out when I bought my first bike, and I think one of the biggest things was everybody said I'd never be able to ride it. I was a small girl, there's no way I'd ever be able to ride it, or I took it as a challenge, and I really fell in love with it. I absolutely enjoyed it. So I never would have pictured then that motorcycles would be such a big part of my life now. It is more of a male sport, and I know even when I started riding, there were very few women on the road, and it seems like every year there are more and more women. But I picked it up because it's a passion of mine, and going to Bonneville and setting records is definitely a great passion of mine. It's never fast enough, you know?
Racing at Bonneville is a paradox. When the salt is dry, it's the flattest, most ideal racing surface in the world. Too much moisture, and the surface becomes mushy, like slush.
It don't matter how much money you spend, the salt will give you what it wants to give you.
a bad patch of salt has serious consequences. A half-dozen drivers crash every year on the flats, with 2 racers killed in the last 3 years. It's a reality one motorcycle racer knows all too well. Meet Leslie Porterfield from Dallas, Texas.
The salt conditions last year were exceptionally rough. Got into a pretty nasty tank slapper and ended up crashing at a little over 100 miles an hour. I broke 7 ribs and punctured a lung. I'm back this year and my goal is to achieve a record over 200 miles an hour.
This morning, she fine-tunes her new muscle machine for a week of racing. The 2002 Suzuki Hayabusa is highly modified with twin turbochargers.
The sooner I get everything wrapped up, the sooner I go and run on the salt.
The bike might be ready for the salt, but is Leslie? It's a brutal reminder for Leslie Porterfield, who cheated death last year on the salt flats.
Seeing someone else crash out there, it's just horrible.
After 7 broken ribs and a punctured lung, she has no interest in leaving the salt on a stretcher.
I'm more cautious now than I was after having an accident out here last year.
Fresh off of last year's crash, Leslie has 5 miles to push her souped-up sport bike to the limit. 7 feet long, 2.5 feet wide, the 2002 Suzuki Hayabusa is powered by a 1300cc engine. Price tag, over $35,000. Leslie will run the bike in the naked class without the benefit of a fairing, an aerodynamic shell that redirects wind. Leslie's mission, to go over 205 miles per hour.
The wind affects you so much more. It feels like it's really trying to pull me off of the bike.
Leslie swallows her fear and charges ahead full throttle. Halfway through, Leslie appears to be struggling. Her performance falls short.
That run didn't go so well. Bike was breaking up in higher RPMs, and this running ridge just couldn't go too fast. I'm a little disappointed, but this is racing.
Despite the disappointment, Leslie overcomes her first major milestone, fear. But she has a long way to go for a record. The biker diva from Texas is still in the record hunt. Leslie Porterfield's goal is to go 205 miles per hour and be the fastest woman ever on an open-wheeled motorcycle. At the end of a week of racing last year, she had a horrific crash. So far this week, she's safely made 3 runs. On her previous pass, she fell just short of 205 miles per hour.
My last run that I ran 203, I missed a shift from 4th to 5th, and I had a little bit of a hard time.
This is the moment Leslie's been waiting for. It's time to push her motorcycle to the limit.
One car next to me that's gonna run, and then I'm off. Try to keep it from spinning too much and go as fast as I can. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to run.
Leslie flies down the salt at over 180 miles per hour. needs to go faster.
Still accelerating.
In the second time mile, she shifts into 5th gear. Her average speed?
208. She may have it.
That will be enough.
208.19 miles per hour. 208! Oh, it's 208! It's running great. So, I qualified for the record, and I've just got to do it once more in the morning, and I'm good. If I get my record, average over 205, I'm in the 200 mile an hour club. I'll be a record holder.
But a Bonneville record requires Leslie to make 2 consecutive runs. Only the average speed will count. She'll need to race again in the morning. Leslie Porterfield is back at the line. A 203 mile per hour run here, and she'll officially own the open wheel motorcycle record. But if she comes up short, her previous run means nothing.
Bike's ready, Leslie's ready, and hopefully the salt's ready for us.
Only 5 miles of wide open salt stand between Leslie and her dream. Leslie completes mile 1 at over 150 miles per hour. She shifts gears and sets her sights on destiny. She blazes through the time mile in less than 18 seconds, but will it be fast enough for a record?
Like 1976, quarter mile, 203, and through the mile, 205.416.
Yeah! You're right on.
Oh, 3.
Oh my God! Well, I can't believe I did it. I got a record. I just ran 205, which puts me at the record. I've broken the record. So, it's great. Worn out, that was a workout.
Her 2-run average is 206, a Bonneville record. After an intense week of racing, Leslie rides off with the open wheel motorcycle record. The speed earns Leslie the Super Bowl ring of Speed Week, a coveted red cap and membership in the elite 200 mile per hour club.
Very proud. I'm very honored. This is a very small club. There aren't very many people in this. To be the first woman on an open wheel motorcycle in the 200 mile an hour club is such a huge honor.